Senpai. We are, I am, back. I take off December every year. A couple of people reached out, like, asking if I was busy or what was happening, and I feel kind of bad. I apologize that I didn't, like, notify. Well, I said it in streams, but I didn't, like, put up an away message or anything. So, that's on me. And I had taken off a little more than I intended. I got busy with the holidays and with PAX Unplugged. But also, I was actually unwell, really unexpectedly. So that also played a part. I'm fine now. I'm well. Well sore, but just had some unexpected illness that definitely played a role in sort of the end of November, end of November, between Thanksgiving and like the first or second week of November, December, me participating in this and doing some streams. But I am back. Hopefully this year will be exciting and a lot will be happening. I'm hoping that will happen. I feel like I often start out strong and then I fall by the wayside as life happens. But I'm hoping that doesn't. I'm going to make an effort to not have that happen this year. I felt like I was pretty strong up until the very end of last year. So I'm hoping that continues. But I have a different box. This is not a Japanese snack box. This is a box that is exciting and new and different to me. So I hope it is new and exciting and different to other people. It is this. It's Try the World, which I have done like one stream on, not super consistently, and I'm hoping to do again. I'm also still searching for a more consistent like Brazilian box. I had been asked to do that. I had thought when I first started this box, I thought that they had a Brazil box. But then when I ordered, they didn't do a box. It was just from Brazil. It's a little bit more like, if people are familiar with Munch Pack, it does like lots of different countries, like multiple countries in one order, like one actual physical box. It's not like some of the other ones where it's like a different country a month, like, for example, Universal Yums. But I have been asked. I am still looking for a box that is pretty much just snacks from Brazil. When I look, it is tough. It is tricky. It is tricky to find a Brazilian box. Maybe there are some, so that if other people have ideas, I will be happy to try them. And maybe I need to go back to Universal Yums and see if I can get a Brazilian snack box from them, or someplace like Snack Crate. So let's try that, okay? So let's start with, let's try. And I know things like Snack Crate, like I've tried and it has not been super successful. So I'm hoping that we continue. But I don't know what's in this Try the World box. Historically, there have not been drinks. So that's why I have my little pineapple juice. But I hope everybody had a good New Year. We had a good New Year. Like I said, I did something really exciting. In December, we went to PAX Unplugged, which I've always wanted to go to. One of the PAX events, you know, so because they have like an East and a West and a South, I think it is, and then they have PAX Unplugged, which is all tabletop gaming, no video games. And we went, and that was so much fun. I I'm not a huge gamer, and I didn't think I would like a tabletop gaming convention that much because I'm very like specific in the games I like. But actually, because it's so specific, it like the like niche weird games that I like are there, and so that was really exciting and really fun, and I enjoyed it. And I actually got an RPG that is like a tea themed cozy RPG. It's like not a lot of combat. You're like going around town helping your friends. I haven't looked into it super much, but I'm going to be playing that this year, and I'm very excited. That's like one of my resolutions or new things to try to expand myself this year is to try running a game, because I haven't done that. I've never really been interested, but I'm interested in this game enough that I'm like, okay, I have to do this. So I'm very excited for that. And then, yeah, so like exciting things happened at the end of last year. So I'm going back. So that's great. And of course, later this month, we're going to MagFest. So MagFest, I think, the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st of January. So I don't know. Next week we'll see if I feel like running a stream on the 17th, when it's also the day I have to be down there. So we'll see. But once again, back to the box, because that's why you're here, is this box. So here we are. And I feel like in the past I felt like this box is really like physically large. And you know, it's funny because I just had it like next to a Tokyo treat box, and it was deeper but not longer. So I just think that maybe that is something to try. Like, or not something to try, but like something to keep in mind. So, here we are. This is our box, and it actually looks like it has a drink in it. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like it has a little can. So, I'll have to see what that is. And we'll explore all this. I don't, right now I'm looking for, I was looking for, no, this is not what it was. I was looking for like a booklet. Don't see a booklet. I've got a pamphlet about coffee. I cannot drink coffee, so that's going to go over there. But is there, I don't see like a booklet. I see wine club vouchers. And another wine voucher. Ooh, tepache. I like tepache. No, I'm going to go on the, if I seem distracted for a second, which I know I often do, I'm going to go on the Try the World website and see if they have a like past box part, and see the next one. It looks like Brittany. I don't know. I'm seeing what we've got. It's showing me recent items. Win a vacation on their website, which actually that sounds pretty awesome, to win a trip to Italy. But I don't see where it tells me what's in this box. So I might be Googling maybe as I do this. But there we are. Okay, so don't judge me. too hard, at least for this. If I'm off, running around, being crazy, and I have to find this stuff. Okay. So, I'm going to start with the drink because I know I love this. And also because I was drinking pineapple juice. And this is pineapple. Because it's tepache. I think De La Calle is the brand. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm assuming the way this is written that De La Calle is the brand. I know tepache is the drink. And this is, it looks like the classic flavor. And it actually says on here what tepache is. So I'm going to read it if you're not familiar. But it's basically a fermented pineapple drink. It's non-alcoholic. Sort of the way most kombucha is like non-alcoholic. For generations, tepache, a fermented probiotic drink made with pineapple rind and a unique blend of aromatics and spices, has been served and savored throughout Mexico. Enjoyed at tepacherias or simply sipped out of a bag with a straw, there are hundreds of tepache variations that differ from region to region. It says store refrigerated. I wonder if it's just because they want you to drink it cold. De La Calle offers a traditional tepache recipe using pineapples and turbinado sugar. We also have zesty flavors like orange turmeric, mango chile, and tamarind citrus, created by our team in Mexico. So, where I live, there are a couple breweries that make tepache, and there's actually a couple of kombucha places that also make tepache. And it's delicious. It's pineapple-y and sweet and has a little bit of a bite from the It has a little bit of a bite from the fermentation process. I love it. It's really good and I really recommend it. If you like pineapple, you can drink pineapple. And it's good for you. Like, it has all the benefits of most fermented beverages. Carbonated water. This is like not straight tepache, I feel like. At least it's more watery than the tepache I have had before. But I still like it. Tepache apple has... So I would have thought this was just tepache. But it says it's tepache with apple cider vinegar, pineapple juice concentrate, orange juice concentrate, chile, which is medium roast ancho, chipotle, scorpion chili, chamoy flavor, hibiscus concentrate, agave, sea salt, black pepper extract, cinnamon extract, ascorbic acid, which is just vitamin C. And it's definitely got a bite from the chile. It's delicious. I really like it. But that's interesting. That's like not something I would have expected to see in a snack box. But I'm really happy that it is in a snack box. It's delicious. And just in case you're wondering, tepache, like, it's a pretty low calorie drink because the sugar converts. And this one, it looks like they added water. So, like, I mean, water's also calorie free. But it also, like, it doesn't have, like, typically it doesn't have anything with, like, gluten in it. It doesn't have, like, a whole lot of added sugar. It's good. That has a little bit of a bite, but not too much of one. If you've ever done the mango with citrus or anything, it's got that on it. Alright, I just heard my doorbell. Interesting. Well, hopefully someone will get it. I'm going to pause real quick. Alright, there we are. It was my doorbell. I did have to run and get that. I appreciate your patience. But, I do wonder if I bet they import this, so you can get it in the US. I'll have to look for it. Delicious. I'm like, especially because it's like certified organic, so like, interesting. By the USDA, so it's clearly like made for the US market in some ways. But really good. Highly recommend it. Especially if you can find a place near you that makes it. Although it's delicious and this can is delicious. Like, this is good and I'm enjoying it. But if you can, I don't know, there's just something about like different flavors and like where I live, I'm like, they did a tepache, but they did a twist and like they made different kinds. So they made a tepache with they made like a strawberry tepache, which was really good, and they made like they made one with Old Bay. So highly recommend. Like, different places have done that. All right, but let's see what we got in snacks. All right, I think this is on top, so we're gonna try this, and it's resealable, so that's good. I can feel it. But these are meringues, Tidbits meringues. Tidbits fun. Tidbits.fun. Cholesterol-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, all the frees. That doesn't sound like fun, does it? So 1 bag is equal to the calorie content of an Oreo. Go ahead and feel good with no guilt. I was gonna have to say these. I feel like these are like. So if you've watched this stream before, you know that I feel like there are a lot of foods that are made for like the health or like cause market that are just like such pale imitations of their original product. And meringues typically are they're whipped egg white with sugar. So like they have sugar in them and they're sweet, but they're like not terrible for you. Not that like a huge amount of sugar is good for you, but like as sweets go, they're not terrible for you. And I'm just like, I just wish I'm just sick of like the health food invasion, like marketing. I don't know. But, and I'm also like, I'm wary of anything that on here, like look at this. Excessive, I don't know if you can see it. Can you read it? Can you read it? No. It says excessive consumption may have a laxative effect. Non-GMO, no sugar, dairy-free, cholesterol-free, gluten-free. Like, I'm going to try this, but I don't know. Okay, so they smell good. They smell nice and chocolatey. I do wonder why they're all deformed and stuck together, because usually... Okay, I guess they were just for like that from being in the box. Because meringue is like a slow bake, you know? So they taste good. These are the chocolate flavor. And they actually taste really good. Like, the flavor is good. But they're soft and mushy. They're like malleable. And they crunch a little bit when I grab them. But they're not. They're chewy. I feel like usually meringues are kind of like, I don't want to say crisp because that's not right. But like, they're like, it is normal for a so meringues are supposed to be like crispy, not squishy. They're supposed to be like dry and crisp. And I feel like they let air into this bag and they let it have moisture in it. And so it's just chewy. If this wasn't a meringue, I actually think it would be really good. Like, if I was just looking at this from the perspective it goes really nicely with the spiciness of the tepache. Chocolate and spice are good together. But they're squishy and mushy, and like that's just not the texture meringue should have. If you just told me this was like a low sugar chocolate cookie, I would actually think this is really good. Like, as sort of healthier treats go, these are probably some of the better ones I've had. And there we go. Yeah, as healthy treats go, as rice flour, like I would go for these. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good. Okay, so I think they taste good. They are very chewy. And so they are not meringue-like in their texture. I think they're chewy because I think that when they make them, they don't like vacuum seal them. Like, they don't pull the air out. And so the moisture that's in that package gets into the meringue. And when they absorb that moisture, they get chewy and squishy. So I think that's the problem. I think it is the packaging. Or something about the process of them packing them. That is the issue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's try something else. I like these because they're ghosts, and I like ghosts and Halloween things. We're going to try these. Tomato and spice snack. These are Czech. These contain wheat. They for the packaging, they almost look like tater tots. Like oh gosh, is it Ore-Ida? Is Ore-Ida the brand that makes the like round, like the smiley face potato hash brown things? Like, I don't know, French fries, like little kids, like that's what they look like. Like, isn't that kind of what they look like? It says they're potato. Okay. Now, this is our actual little ghost, which I think it looks more like a bat. Personally, I think it is bat shaped. Very good. So they sort of have the texture of like a veggie straw. These are really good. They're addictive, as you can tell. They say spice, but it's not. It is spice in the sense that it is like a plant that gives flavor. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. That's probably my favorite thing drugs. I'm from. They're a little crunchier than the veggie straws. But they're like potato starch, reconstituted with oil and then baked. According to this, they have tomato powder on them, so I'm guessing turmeric and tomato powder. And garlic and delicious, and paprika. Paprika is what I thought I tasted. From a spice perspective, paprika is the dominant flavor of these. I taste like paprika and garlic. That also goes nicely with the tepache. These are good. I want to eat this whole bag if I don't stop. They're really yummy. They're like, these are like a go looking for them snack. If that makes sense. Like, not only like, these again, if they came into my life, I would go looking for these. Much like I was, as I said, I think you should go looking for tepache. So crisp, so good. And my fingers aren't greasy. A little bit of oil if I really like look for it, but in general, they're not greasy, just delicious. That's good. That's good. Let's try something I think will be a little bit different. Okay. I'm gonna do Banana Boost, which is a Brazilian snack. So I think that's fun because we were just talking about Brazil. Okay, so this is just banana and acai powder. Let's try that. If I could open them. I may be foiled by the package. That's maybe as far as I ever get. Okay, there we go. So it smells so much like banana. Like the banana scent is very strong. It looks like a chocolate bar. Like, it looks kind of like a giant Tootsie Roll. And it has the texture of soft fruit leather. And it tastes like banana with berry powder on it. So here's the thing. This tastes like exactly like what it says it is on the package. And exactly like the ingredients. So I can't be mad at that. Because it says it's made out of banana and acai powder. Like, those are literally the only ingredients listed. Literally the only ingredients listed. And it tastes like those two things. So I can't be mad at that in any way, shape, or form, right? Like, it's made out of two things that taste like those two things. And that's good. However, if pressed and compressed fruit is not a thing that you like because of the texture, which I do get because it's like soft, right? It's like kind of soft and mushy. I can understand why maybe you wouldn't like that. Or if you're someone who does not like banana. But because it has a strong flavor of like overripe banana with the berry powder. I am not normally a fan of overripe banana, but I like banana things a great deal, and I think the powder really cuts that. Acai powder really cuts some of that sweetness. So I recommend it. I think it's really good. Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend that. I would say that's really delicious. I would eat that again. Oh, is there another one in here? No. Yeah. Yeah, I would eat that again. I would, and I think one of the things I like about it is, I'm sure, because bananas, much like dates, sort of have natural sugar in them. It's very sweet, but it also like is just banana and acai, so it probably had a fair amount of like potassium and fiber in it. So if you wanted something sweet, it's kind of like when you eat like a couple dates with peanut butter, right? It's sweet, but it's not too sweet, and it still tastes like like what it is. I just kind of like that sometimes. I thought that was yummy. Yeah. Yeah, I approve that. I approve that. That was good. That would be a really nice way. So like, I almost think it would like be like a really nice thing to put on like a dessert board, or if you're someone who does like preserved like dried fruit with like charcuterie, it almost is something that would go good with that. Not almost. It is something that actually would go very well with that too, because it's sweet but not too sweet. It could kind of like live as like an accompaniment to a really savory thing and feel really sweet and a little bit decadent. Yeah, so that's a win. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh. I think I've had these in a different box. Yes, I had these in a different box. This is a Turkish candy, but it really resembles a Kit Kat. Dolly chocolate covered wafers. Again, this is like from all over the place, right? This box. Okay, so here's our, right? Like it looks like a Kit Kat. It really does. Difference is that it's this kind of wafer. The wafer is that, like, hex wafer. Right? As opposed to like just like the cookie wafer that Kit Kat has. So that is sweeter than a Kit Kat. Usually, I feel like when you get chocolate from other places, it's less like sugary. As long as it's still called chocolate. This one's really sweet. And the wafer is lighter. I like the sweetness of the wafer. I like the lightness of the wafer. I like the sweetness of the wafer. I would like my chocolate to be a little bit more chocolatey. Although again, with the tepache, it actually, that kind of works. You can see this is the wafer. It's just like that hexagonal. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, that's good. I like that. I like that. Oh no, I have chocolate in my wig. No. Okay. Phew. Seems like a good way to get your wig infested with something you don't want in your wig. I'm so sad because Tawny Bow Wigs is not going to sell wigs anymore. And I know Tawny Bow Studios, I'm sorry, it's not going to sell wigs anymore. I know they're doing what they want to do. It makes them happy. Now I have to buy my wigs from somebody else, and that makes me sad. But that's okay. Because she's doing what's right for her. Okay. I'm going to go with a good old-fashioned seaweed. This is a Korean one, I think. According to California. Yes. And this is not a flavored one. It's just like the standard roasted seaweed. Okay. So, delicious. I think we should all eat more seaweed. It does kind of kill me that Irish moss is now like a superfood. Because seaweed's just good for you, and Irish moss is a kind of seaweed, in case you didn't know that. And seaweed's just good for you. It's high in fiber, got all sorts of yummy antioxidants. I can't eat it and look graceful. If you want a little delicate nibble, which is not the same feel. It's delicious though. So good. Yeah, Irish moss is just, so this is just seaweed, right? Like I feel like most people have purchased seaweed and munched on it. Or it's on, it's on sushi and the stuff on maki. Sometimes when you get tamago, it's like held together by the little seaweed band. It's all the same stuff as this. This is all roasted seaweed. As I mentioned, this one doesn't have a particular flavor. Yeah, it's yummy. I like it. I like the flavored ones too. I like the sesame and the wasabi and all those. I like the fried ones. I like the tempura ones. It's all good. Like I said, I love these because they're high in fiber. They hit like my like salty like chipness meter better than a lot of potato chips. Partially because I'm not a fan of how greasy potato chips are, so these really hit me in a good place. Also, I feel like when people make kale chips, this is what they're trying to achieve. It's just yummy. Yeah. I do not recommend the tepache with it quite as much as I recommended the tepache with the other things. Good. With a little bit of rice, a little bit of egg or something. It's a meal. Little egg, little fish. Like, you can't beat them. And again, Irish moss is also seaweed. It's a different kind of seaweed. It's prepared differently. It's from a different region. But, like, that's getting all this attention as a superfood. I feel like if you're going to give that attention to superfood, you have to eat the other kinds of seaweed too. Although I know, again, it's prepared differently. And some people really like the Irish moss drink, which is unfortunate because people have been drinking it for a long time. And all of a sudden it's getting all this attention as a superfood. And a little while ago, it's getting attention as being really bad for you because one of the other names for Irish moss is carrageenan, which there's different kinds of carrageenan. The carrageenan that is Irish moss was always considered safe, but people like didn't understand that there were different kinds and what it was, because in the literature they don't always refer to them differently, and people were losing their minds. But here we are, eating it in a snack, talking about it for snack boxes. So I'm not going to make this coffee, but there's coffee in this box. I think that's really cool. That's not something I like see a lot. It elevates the box a little bit. Like, yes, this is from the Dominican, Santo Domingo. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Like I said, I think it elevates the box a little bit. When it's stuff that you prepare, not just snacks. I don't know. I feel like they're trying for a really well-rounded item. Okay, so this is cool. The next thing is Good Sam Small Farms Dark Chocolate. It's got salted caramel, naturally flavored. And it's part of the it's done with regenerative farming. It's from Colombia. Colombian product. Regenerative farming is awesome. What I know about it is really positive. It's part of what like the CSA, like the Community Supported Agriculture, has grown out of, which is this effort to like have farming practices that just don't strip the land that's farmed in, which historically cocoa farming has done. There's a lot of like slash and burn type stuff involved. Chocolate is not the only product. I'm not saying it is. I like the smell. It's very dark looking. It's intense. It does smell a little bit of that burnt sugar caramel smell, but not a lot. And it's like flavored. It doesn't. I thought it would have caramel in it, but it doesn't. So the salted caramel flavor comes in a lot at the end. This is 55% cacao, And they didn't add sugar. That's what it says. They only put in the sugar, I guess, for the caramel. So it is a very bitter chocolate. It's a very bitter dark chocolate. Almost shockingly, actually. Just because I don't usually associate I usually don't associate chocolate below 70% cacao with this level of bitterness. Like I said, I'm sure it's just because of the amount of sugar, or the fact that it has the caramel. And that's the only sugar in it. So I feel like if you're going to make a chocolate bar and not add sugar to it, you have to, you almost like have to make it flavored like that. Because otherwise, right, you're just going to be eating like whatever you suspend the chocolate. Right, that's it. There we go. The cocoa and the cacao. And the cacao. Which, I will freely admit, I have eaten like chocolate like that, like 95%. Or like unsweetened cocoa powder. And I see why it used to be like a brewed beverage. Right? That it wasn't sweetened and it was consumed sort of the way coffee is. Because it's caffeinated. And yeah. It's bitter. It's intense. Like I personally need something to cut it. And a lot of places people cut their coffee, right? Unless you're having like an espresso, you have it with sugar, you have it with milk. And that's kind of how I feel about that. Like it would need to be like shaved into something and then sweetened. Interesting. Not bad. I do really like it. And they actually give you 2 bars of that, which I think is pretty cool. That's good. And I also think it like gives you the chocolate kick because it's so bitter. It gives you the chocolate kick without feeling like you want a ton more or could just eat a ton more. So that's just good. So, all right. What else do you have in here? Oh dear. Alright. The next thing in here is black licorice. Panda soft black licorice. So, vegan, fat-free, and kosher. Only 4 ingredients. I feel like that's like such a thing, right? If it's under 5 ingredients, it's healthy. Made in Finland. Exclusively imported by Euro-American brands in Paramus, New Jersey. 1 bar. It's 1 serving. So I'm going to have a little piece of this because I am not typically a huge fan of black licorice. Okay, so this is interesting, right? It's like almost like a rosette. sticky all over. It's hollow. I thought I could blow the cover off, but I can't. What's in here? This is actually pretty good as black licorice goes. Molasses, wheat flour, licorice extract, and aniseed oil. So, if you don't know, anise is a plant that gives licorice its flavor. Now I'll try some things like gazelles. This is pretty good as licorice goes. And that's coming from someone who like doesn't really like black licorice. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Which, again, is a little bit of a surprise to me, considering I don't like licorice. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. Probably not going to keep it for later because that packaging just doesn't lend itself to being kept for later. But if you like licorice, that panda licorice is really good. It has like a nice purity of flavor, and the texture is really good. It's like it's not waxy. I think sometimes licorice can be really waxy. I think some of that comes from our expectation built around Twizzlers. But no, that's really good. And I also think the flavor is a little more subtle and a little less sweet. Right? When the anise doesn't hit you quite as hard. I feel like sometimes that anise flavor is really strong. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I wonder if it would be possible to get that without the I'm trying to think. Without the like made with a different kind of flour. Because that was made with like regular wheat flour. And just strictly from the perspective of like, I have a lot of people in my family who have either total wheat allergies or celiacs. And I said that was an option. But, oh, it's good. And I didn't think I'd ever say that about licorice. Particularly black licorice. I do not care for how overwhelming anise can be. A hint of it's good. Like in a pizzelle, where it's like in that cooking, it's just a hint. I do like that. So it's not like all licorice is evil. All licorice extract and aniseed is evil, but that one does a nice amount. I like that. That was good. That was very good. Alright. We have 3 things left because one of the things in here is a repeat of this. Just the same chocolate bar I just ate. Very good. Do recommend. And it is exactly the same. It's not like they gave me 2 different chocolate bars. It is exactly the same chocolate bar. But I do recommend this chocolate bar. It was really delicious. Alright. We're going to have chile y limon wheat snacks. Where are you? Totis. Totis Bonitas. Where are you from? That was really good. Keep it in a cool, dry place and do not expose to sunlight. Distributed for Villoray Foods. Made in Mexico. Okay. These are really good. Okay. I don't know why I said they're really good. I haven't eaten them yet. I've heard about these. I'm excited to try it. It looks like a peach ring. And it smells like wheat wax rolled in. It smells like wheat, like a cookie or a cracker or something, rolled in wax paper, and then the wax paper was rolled in chili and lime. So this also has the texture, much like the Ghost Snacks, of a veggie straw. Yeah. Yeah, it's like very much the texture of a veggie straw. Or like, those like foamy veggie chips. Yeah, that's exactly what they have the texture of. The flavor though, it's chili and lime flavored. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. I really like this. The lime and the chili is present, but not very strong. Like, not overwhelming. That's something else that the tepache goes really well with. Because the citrus in here with the citrus, the pineapple and the tepache, like the citrus in this with the pineapple and the tepache, and then both having chili, just works really nicely together. This is another thing I keep the whole bag. Again, my hands are not greasy. They're cooked in palm oil, but my hands are not greasy. And my fingers are just like covered in the flavor dust. So that, like, yeah, you can say the flavor dust. Much like if you were eating a bunch of Cheetos. Or being. These taste way better than Cheetos. These are delicious. Yeah. Yeah, really good. Those are really good. Alright. 2 things left. First, wafer cookies. Roevale wafer cookies. So, let's see what we got in here. Imported by Krinos Foods, Bathgate Avenue, Bronx, New York. Product from Bosnia. Ooh, that makes me very excited to try these. Okay, so they got a little crumbly because there is no like plastic packaging. It's just them in the foil. So they're just like very densely packed. But I expected it to be good because I love this texture of this wafer. I'm not quite sure what flavor they are. Okay, so it's like a milk cream, little layer, and then a chocolate cream. Interesting. But interesting in a good way because they're delicious. I don't think... I think I was prepared for the way the milk complements the cocoa. Yeah, no, that's really good. Very sweet. Very sweet and sugary. I kind of like, yeah. I like them, but they're definitely like meant to go with something. Oh, I feel like with a cookie, with a drink or a tea, is peak flavor. Yeah, that's good. I recommend that. I feel like there's lots of different brands of these wafer cookies. And I feel... I was just somewhere and I saw ones that looked just like these in like a Giant. I was in a Giant. But they weren't... They were like caramel, vanilla, and chocolate. Whereas these are like milk and chocolate. Not milk chocolate, but like milk and chocolate, which is kind of fun. I also just feel like the quadratini, which are an Italian one I've seen a lot of places, those are also really good. But I did really like these. Again, I thought the milk and chocolate component was really different from the other ones I've had and really yummy. Alright, our last thing is a sandwich cookie. I'm slightly concerned that this is strawberry and coconut. I don't know if it is. I'm basing it entirely on this picture. And you probably can't tell, but this looks like strawberry. I think we can all agree that's like this light pink. That's often like a strawberry flavor color. But it has white specks on it that look like dried coconut. So I'm concerned. Yep, it has desiccated coconut. Strawberry filling, vanilla flavored sandwich, cookies with strawberry flavored filling, and one of the ingredients is desiccated coconut. These apparently were a sell by date of December 11th, 2023. So they should still be good because that's actually very recent. I think we can all agree that sell by dates are suggestions with a few exceptions such as baby formula. And a lot of dates are, sell by dates too, are like, sell it by this date so that you have time to eat it. Right? But then I've also had lots of things that have a sell by date of like 4 days from the time I'm eating it. They're bad already. So, you know, there's that. Okay, so this, I didn't expect this to be such a chunker. Like, that is a thick cookie. That is a thick cookie. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's wider than my mouth. That is a chunker of a cookie. It smells good. It has like a little slight citrus scent. But it's a vanilla cookie with strawberry, so. delicious. That's what I was worried about. So I didn't look at the ingredients, which is my fault. This cream has gelatin in it. Like, it is so chewy, and I'm told I ate this. But I did. It is, like, it's marshmallow-like. Like, this cream filling is almost like a marshmallow, like, in texture. Which I'm not mad at. I really sort of enjoyed how bouncy that was. It was not what I expected at all. But I really liked that bounciness in a sandwich cookie. I think these are Argentinian. Yeah, made in Argentina. Yeah. That was kind of fun. Merenjadas. From By Bagley. Okay, so if you're somewhere where you can get these, I think they're a fun option. They are bouncy and sort of delicious. Again, they do have gelatin in them. Beef gelatin, they made that clear. Which doesn't surprise me. Argentina has a huge cattle industry. A lot of really cool leather goods. Which, I mean, is good. It means they're not wasting parts of the animal. So, less waste is a positive. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, they're dense. That's like all I can describe is they're like bouncy. Like the filling is like a marshmallow. Like the filling is not like it's not like a cream. It's not like an Oreo or like another sandwich cookie where it's like very much a cream. It says it's a cream, but like the filling is like a marshmallow. And that's kind of fun. I'm here for that. I'm very much here for that. It's always nice to be, like, surprised. Pleasantly or otherwise. I mean, I'd rather be pleasantly surprised, but it's nice to be surprised for whatever and however. Hello, cat. It's not time for your dinner yet. You have 15 minutes. Yeah, you have 15 minutes before you get fed. Do you hear these tiny screams? Do you hear these screams? It's like, feed me now. No, I'll feed in a little bit. So yeah, so that's interesting and good. Now, as I was saying in the beginning, it's really good. I actually liked this whole box. I was, as I mentioned, a little disappointed in the meringue bits, but I was disappointed in the meringue bits because clearly in the packaging they allow moisture into the package, and therefore they get chewy. And I guess the only way around this would be if they somehow vacuum seal everything first. Or vacuum sealed it in the packaging so that moisture didn't get into it. But that is not what they did, alas. So, there we are. There we are. But, I do think that they are delicious. I do recommend them. And I recommend them with the caveat that you should not expect them to have the same sort of crunch that like a fresh meringue would have. Like a fresh, well-made meringue would have. I guess they couldn't put them in a snack box, but if someone made them and froze them, because you can freeze meringue and that dry air in the freezer helps keep it crunchy, that would also work. So, that's my 2 cents. But yeah, the rest of the box, I liked this craft canned tepache. I think that's awesome and I would recommend it. I really like the donitas. I liked the wafer cookies. I don't know if it's worth getting this instead of a regular Kit Kat. And these were really good. These merenjadas. The chocolate was good. Yeah, everything was good. I was really pleasantly surprised by this box. But I love it. It's good. That's good. I do sometimes wish, as I mentioned, that it was like one country. But I'm still working on the Brazil box. I will get there. I promise. I promise. And then next week I will be back. That'll be with a Japanese box, snack box. I am 100% certain that I will be back with a Japanese box. So there we are. And then here, and then next week, not next week, week after next, right? Because next week, looking at the calendar, next week, Wednesday will be the 10th. I'll be here. It'll be awesome. I think Eric's joining me. And then the 17th is the Wednesday before MagFest, and we're going to be at MagFest. So I don't know how that's going to shake out. We're going to be at MagFest, and then we're going to be at ChromaCon, which we also are super excited about, and I hope everyone is going to ChromaCon. Everyone must go. Go to ChromaCon. But yeah, so that's what's new and exciting in our world. I hope you guys all had a great new year, and I will catch you later, okay? Happy snacking.